In this video, we'll be solving factorable trig equations. Our first example, we're asked to solve tangent squared theta minus 1 equals 0. Our domain is theta is between 0 and 360, including the 0, but not the 360. All right. One way to approach this problem is to factor it as the difference of squares. So if we do that, we get tangent theta plus 1 multiplied by tangent theta minus 1. And that product is equal to 0. Now whenever you have two or more things multiplied together and their product is 0, you can set each of those equal to 0. So here we have tangent theta plus 1 equals 0. And then this one also, we have tangent theta minus 1 equals 0. If we subtract 1 from both sides, these will cancel, and I have tangent theta is equal to negative 1. So we're looking for angles that have a tangent of negative 1. And we know that tangent is negative in quadrants 2 and 4. And the tangent would be 1 if the opposite and the adjacent side were the same number. So we have 1, 1, root 2 on both of these. This side is negative and this one's negative. And so we know our reference angle is 45 degrees. Likewise on this one, if we add 1 to both sides, these will cancel, and I have tangent theta is equal to a positive 1. So for a positive 1, we have a reference triangle in quadrant 1 and 3. And my reference angle again is 45 degrees. So for this one, we have theta is equal to 45 degrees. And then in quadrant 2, that would be 180 minus 45, so that's 135. And then in quadrant 3, that would be 180 plus 45, so 225. And in quadrant 4, we would take 360 minus 45, so we have 315. Let's do another one. We're asked to solve sine squared theta minus sine theta equals 0, and theta is between 0 and 360, including the 0, but not the 360. Alright, let's solve this by factoring also. We see that we have a sine theta in both terms. We can factor out sine theta, and we'll be left with a sine theta here minus 1 equals 0. Again, we have the product of two factors equaling 0. So I can set each one equal to 0. Sine theta equals 0, or sine theta minus 1 equals 0. So my sine is 0 at 0 degrees and at 180 degrees. And we can add 1 here, and we have sine theta equals 1. So my sine is positive 1 at 90 degrees. So my answer, theta, is equal to 0 and 180 and 90. Now, let me also point out on this one that I've had students before that move this sign over to the other side and then divided both sides by sine theta, and you can't do that. And the reason is if sine theta is equal to 0, you would be dividing by 0. So do not divide by a trig function. It could be 0. So division by 0.